we're still here at the KTLA booth. This time I'm with Miss Gayle Anderson. What is the most memorable news story that you've covered in all your career?
Well, it's hard to answer, Jordan, because there are quite a few for various reasons. I'm thinking of the breast cancer awareness assignment we produced several years ago, which required me to jump out a plane for this program they were working on. That was pretty scary. And then there was a piece we produced with the, you get me nervous. There's a piece we produced with the U.S. Olympic team, the division that works on street luge. And you're essentially on a huge sled sliding down a street in order to train or to see if you have the skills to participate in luge. Then there was the piece we produced with the NHRA drag racing, where we actually had an opportunity to ride in a passenger seat dragster, where it was a two-seater. Because most of them are just one-seater, two-seater. That was incredible. That was like riding a rocket. And by the time you slow down, you're in shock that you did it, and then you want to do it again. And then there are the interesting people I've met. One of them here, several years ago, George Plimpton, and he was a presenter here. He is the originator of reporter involvement. He was the first reporter, journalist to actually do the event or job of the person he was interviewing. And I've read a number of his books, knew about him, and one year here at the Festival of Books, I don't know how it happened, but I needed to introduce him. I was presenting something here, I don't know how it happened. And I saw him, and I was like, and he says, "Hi, I'm George Plimpton." I was like, "Yeah, I know you're George Plimpton." So we sat down, we talked, and then he did this, Jordan. He did this. He had a script or some paperwork that presentation was going to make. And he says to me, "Here, Gayle, would you review this with me and just making sure I don't have any typos?" George Plimpton is asking me to proofread his notes. Couldn't stand it. Anyway, so those are some of the events that come to mind right away. Oh, yesterday was extraordinary. I got to meet Graham Rahal, IndyCar racer. I watched his dad race. He's an IndyCar champ, and now his son Graham is stepping into his shoes. So that was a moment. Meeting Catherine Legg. She's a British race car driver. She's broken a lot of records, and now this year she's driving for Delta Wing. The car looks like a big wing. It's in Long Beach now, but it looks like a giant wing. And she looks so sweet and beautiful, like your mom. But when she gets behind the wheel of that car, game over. But that's just a few things I can think of right now. But the George Plimpton moment, every time I come here at the Festival of Books, because he has since passed away, not long after we did that, I just get overwhelmed because I can't believe I had that opportunity.
Were you covering the Long Beach Grand Prix?
Yes, the Long Beach Grand Prix this year turned into quite an extravaganza. 3 weeks of activities. What was new this year is they introduced electric Indy racing. These they look just like Indy cars, little smaller, but they were electric, and the sound was different. They sound like a jet engine. Instead of hearing this vroom, you hear this, but it wasn't so loud that you couldn't talk over it. Indy cars, it's hard to talk over. But there was 2 weeks ago what they call E-Indy, electric car racing. Then last week they had Formula Drift. Have you seen this? This is where the cars, they hit a straightaway, and then out of the straightaway they slide, they drift, they actually drift. And it's not so much about speed and who gets to the end first, it's about style. Then there's such a thing as clean drift, where there's not a lot of skidding and a lot of smoke, so they're different styles. So that drifting was last week. And then this weekend, there's the celebrity racing. They drive souped up Toyota Scions. And then there's 7 races. Celebrity, the two-door GT. That's where cars, like cars I like Corvettes, Porsches, they put big engines on them and they race them. Indy racing. So there's 7 races, and this week is the big one. That's what's going on down there this weekend.
Are you covering any upcoming events that these guys should know about?
Oh, I don't know if I should tell you, Jordan. It's a top secret. All right, well, here you go. The big topic next week. California is wild when it comes to Earth Day. Earth Day is the 22nd. I'm always hesitant about saying what the day because when I moved out here, there are activities going on all month. Earth Day, crazy. So next week is going to be Earth Day month week. Monday, I'm starting with the best green cars of 2015 according to Kelley Blue Book. Then Tuesday, we're going to do some things to help people get through the drought. There are options, and you can still have green without a lot of water. Then Wednesday, the lawnmower exchange program where people can take their gas-powered lawnmowers and exchange them for electric lawnmowers. So it's going to be a whole week of Earth Day information and activities. Earth Day week month, so that there are things going on that you can do throughout the end. Oh, Hilda Bay's got activities going on. So it's going to be Earth Day. It's going to be Earth Day next week.
Yeah. Did you do any work with these Stan Chambers?
Yeah, I'm still missing him. I missed him when he retired because he's one of these people. You'll understand as you get older. There's some people who do what they do, and you just always see them doing it. You never imagine that they'll stop doing it. He was like that. He was like that, always on the prowl for a good story. And then Stan reminded me of the people who trained me and taught me things. For example, I would always people would always say to Stan, we don't know whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, and Stan would tell them, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's the way I was taught. Nobody should know your politics. You shouldn't bring your politics to the job. You're supposed to be objective, and that's why I love Stan, because that's the way I was taught. Objective. Don't need your opinion. I mean, you can do that, but that's not what you're hired to do right here. You're hired to observe, reduce to a low gravy, and relay that information to other people so that they can make their choices and come to their own conclusions. It's not my job to tell you what your conclusion should be. It's my job to present the information, and then you evaluate it and use it as you need it in your life. So Stan, I love Stan because he always reinforced that, and then I never saw Stan lose his temper. I said, Stan, I don't know how you do that. So when he would come to the office, I always rub on his shoulder. He said, what are you doing? He said, I want some of that DNA. So that when we're having a bad day, I would be Stan Chambers, cool, calm, and collected. And I saw him get upset one day, and I said to him, that's it? And he said something like, goodness gracious. Somebody said, "Oh, that's Stan mad." I said, "That was it." He said, that's it. Reminds me of John Wooden. Yeah, he's like that too. Basketball coach, and always nice to people. But I miss him a lot.
Yeah, I think all of us do here. How long have you been working here at KTLA?
I took that on the calculator the other day because I didn't realize it had been that long, and my parents love it. They say, "Oh, great, you can finally keep a job." 20 years. I can't believe it. It doesn't seem like that. Seems like this, a blink. Seems like I just got here. But here's how I know I've been here a little while. Not necessarily 20, but a little while. When I first moved here, I could not get around town without a Thomas guide. And if you didn't live or work anywhere near the 101, I wasn't coming to see you because I didn't know how to get 5, where's that? 10, where's that? 405, what's that? So I went and bought a Thomas guide, and then I could kind of explore. So it cracks me up now. I don't even need the Thomas guide for downtown a little bit because the streets there's no rhyme or reason, okay? But now we have
Yeah, but
GPS.
that's why
So it's not so bad. But I don't even think I've used the Thomas Guide now in, oh my gosh, 3-4 years. Because now I'm starting to know the neighborhood.
And you can catch Gayle on KTLA Channel 5 every day with any of our reports, any story, anytime. Alright, from the LA Times Festival of Books at my future college, USC.
Yeah, it's all free.
Jordan Buckley now on KJTV 47 News. Go Trojans.